Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how I paint skin tone and how I paint portraits using watercolour, and just sharing a little bit more about my style of painting. So I really hope you find this useful or interesting, and let's get into it. These portraits were for an editorial commission, so these are contributors to the magazine, and I don't know who they are. I believe they are food critics, maybe? As you saw there at the beginning, I have an outline in watercolour, so that is done over the top of a pencil sketch, which happens first, and then I put a light wash of watercolour and then rub out the pencil once that's dry. And then I start using one of my larger brushes, which is a Studio synthetic brush from Jackson's Art in the size 1, so it's not very big, but by my standards it's quite big. And I use a very light wash, and I'm just marking in the areas of highlights, so I leave them blank. I don't ever use masking fluid, I just haven't gotten used to using it and don't really like it that much. At this early stage I am mapping out where the warm tones will appear on the portrait and also where the cool tones will be. So a lot of the cool tones I tend to see around the mouth, particularly if they have any facial hair or stubble. Once I've got all the features mapped out, including the hairline, I start being a bit more bold and using more saturated washes to paint shadows and add depth to the face. When painting the shadows on a face, I tend to use more warm toned colours. I just find that it makes for a more healthy complexion and therefore a more flattering portrait. You'll notice I like to place colours rather than blend them. It's just my personal style, so I let each layer dry and apply brush strokes over the top to layer the colour rather than blend it. Here I've switched to a smaller brush for these details. I believe I'm either using the 3/0 or the 2/0 in the same synthetic studio range. I'm using a much darker colour to sharpen the eyelid creases and work on the eyebrows to frame the face. Unfortunately here I lost some of the overhead footage, so you're getting a slightly weird side angle view here, but you can see that I'm continuing to use a small brush and just picking out details, especially around the eyes. You really want to make sure that the eyes have a really great likeness, because that will hold the whole portrait together. As I wasn't able to capture how I finished up the previous portrait, I'll be sure to show you the finishing touches to this painting. People often ask me how I pick colours to use in my paintings, but I really don't have a proper answer for this. It's just after years of painting practice and studying faces, these are the colours that I see. If it will help any of you, I will leave a list of the most used paint tubes that I use when I'm painting portraits and skin tone and people in general. So check the description box after this video if you want to see the colours that are most used in my paintings. Okay, we've made it. This is the last portrait I'm going to be showing you the behind the scenes of, and I wish that I was able to get more diversity with this project, but I was only commissioned to paint these particular people. But I'm painting an Asian skin tone, so you will be able to see a slight difference in the colours that I use. If you'd like to see more varied skin tones represented, then please do check my website, because I've got a lot more portraits there and you'll be able to see how I paint people. Now I have a quick tip for those of you that are painting mouths that are open in a smile or showing teeth. I always think that less is definitely more when you are depicting teeth. If you start including the lines between every tooth, it can just look a bit crazy. I prefer to just show a few shadows in between teeth and just hint at the shape of the teeth. Thanks so much for watching this video. I really hope you found it helpful. If you have any more questions about my technique, please do leave them in the comments section and maybe I'll make another video about this. If you are new, please subscribe because I make weekly videos about being an illustrator, and I will see you again very soon for another video. Oh, and thank you to my patrons who support this channel and all the work that I do. Bye!